I'm Fortsu's the Surfing Violinist. Welcome back to weekly videos. It's been a long time. We've got a new guy now since the last time we were doing this, which was about 8 months ago. My family first arrived in India in April of 2011. When we came over, we started making weekly updates about our family's cultural adjustment. In 2012, we edited some of these into a feature film we called American Indian, which is now available for free on YouTube. In 2013, we had a baby, went back to America, caught up with family, had some crazy experiences, and returned to India. In 2014, we're back in India, and we're back chronicling our adventures in weekly updates every Wednesday. So don't forget to tune in. The first Wednesday of every month, we will be uploading flashback videos from countries outside of India, since we spent 6 months in 2013 in the US. Most of those videos will be from there, but we'll also have some Thailand videos as well. So for our inaugural weekly update episode, America and Back Again, a Sue's Family's Tale. So double your re-entry cultural shock and double your fun today on American Indian. We're an American family living in India. We love food, film, language, culture, and making new friends. Join our adventures from America to India and beyond. Not long before heading back to America, we had a new member join the Sue's family. Rohan was born on February 2nd, 2013. You can see more about that story in the video of his same name, Rohan Viru Sues. Around this time, after 18 months landlocked, I got the hankering to go surfing, but the nearest body of water is the Yamuna River. Thankfully, a new skate park had opened in South Delhi by another fellow American. Steve is a surfer skater from the US. I ended up buying a skateboard from him and started skating again for the first time in years. Skateboarding is new to many in India, so it's a blast to see people enjoying it for the first time.
Today's first time with a skateboard in his life.
Hi, this is Chandraman Singh Nathawat.
So how long have you been skateboarding?
So 15 days.
So how did you find out about skate park here?
It's a very interesting story, because we had a skateboard in our house, and we were just roaming around, and we saw one day that in our basement we had a skate park. First skate park in Delhi actually, and it's in our basement. So it's so funny,
What made you finally drop in on the ramp?
It was difficult. We were 5 guys, and we were all learning at the same time. 4 of them tried yesterday, and they were successful. I thought maybe I can try once. I closed my eye and I just dropped in, and I felt and I hurt myself here. But then I realized that it's not so painful, so maybe I can try next time. So I tried 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and finally after 15 times, I could do it.
I had a blast at the skate park, and now that I'm back in India, looking forward to catching up with Steve and doing some more skating. Our last big night out with friends before heading back to the United States was spent at the Kebab Factory, favorite restaurant of my other friend, Steve. The occasion was the birthday of Steve's wife, Ellen. Here's Steve giving his presentation as to why the Great Kebab Factory is awesome. Forgive the audio.
After you've had like 6 kebabs, all different kinds, you get to choose whatever kebab you want as much as you want.
Yeah, but wait, there's more.
When you're stuffed with kebabs and bread, they bring out vegetables, they bring out dal, they bring out all this yummy stuff. Then they bring out biryani, and you get like 5 different Indian desserts. The best one is the kulfi. It's like a sweetened condensed milk popsicle. As many as you want to eat. Again, it's amazing. I would have to say it's next to
In India and surrounding areas, there's something called pan, a type of substitute for tobacco. And people who chew pan would spit out this red juice that you would see everywhere. So you'll see these signs in the metro that says Tukna Manahe, which means spitting is forbidden. And that was because everywhere you'd look, you just see these red stains everywhere. Like, what grade B horror film massacre happened here? That's been cut down a little over the years. I've only tried pan one time, and it's interesting. At the Great Kebab Factory, you can get yourself some pan flavored ice cream.
Oh. Don't stop back in there. Okay.
Not my cup of tea.
Fresh, good for the digestion.
Steve put some rupees on the table to dare Satya to try some pan-flavored ice cream.
Was that the whole bite?
I personally think she didn't try enough of it to merit winning the bet.
I just want to say I'm proud of you. Don't let people know that you do this for money.
After we said goodbye to our friends, it was time to go back to the US. I would say the flights went well, but babies and international flight don't mix too well. Back in my old hometown of Panama City, family and friends were waiting for us. Quite a welcoming committee.
How are you doing?
Good. I have to realize I'm going to be on camera every time I see you now. No. This is how it works?
That's pretty much it.
Your whole life is on camera?
Oh God, I'm crying for it. This is something that's rather unusual after India right here.
Like space, yeah. Space for bodies.
And my good friend Jody, who had started his own surfboard company, had a surfboard waiting for me, with its own bit of surfing violinist flair. Paint job by Rob Woodrum, artist extraordinaire. My dad had gotten a new pet in the interim.
This is the biggest tarantula. It's the bird eater.
Oh my gosh.
How big is that? In fact, I bought him from
One thing. Smelling that Gulf breeze. Freaking amazing. It's like 14 years of life in one breath. The thing about, like, when you get back to a sea or ocean area, it seems like after a day or two, you don't even notice it anymore. But yeah, right now, it's like, wow. We celebrated our return by going back to one of our favorite restaurants, Liza's Kitchen. The other two food items we missed most were Chick-fil-A chicken biscuits.
As good as I remember it.
Okay, India, please hear me on this. Honey roasted barbecue sauce. Find Chick-fil-A's recipe and steal it. And our other favorite local haunt, Finn's Island Style and Grub. Fish tacos, tacos, tacos. Culture shock officially hit when I got to Walmart. And the reward for most absurd food item goes to Jimmy Dean's pancakes and sausage on a stick. Blueberry. My favorite depiction of this in filmmaking history is in the film The Hurt Locker, when the lead character played by Jeremy Renner goes back to America and stands in the supermarket just looking at the stacks and stacks in the aisles, wide-eyed. Too many choices, too many choices. Rohan tried some new looks and fought the power. One of the things I was really keen on doing when I got back to America was get my hands on some old videotapes from college and the first years of marriage. Some real gems in there like this. Or this.
I'm just looking at this big fly over here. This thing is so crazily huge. Yeah. He freaked me out because I was all focused in on him.
So in each episode of American Indian, we're going to have a home video flashback. Today's home video flashback is over 10 years old from my first trip to India when I took Bollywood dance lessons. Look at those moves, those facial expressions. We had many more adventures in the intervening 6 months back in America, but we're going to save those for future flashback episodes and flash forward towards the end of our time in America when we're getting ready to come back to India. Back in Florida, I got one last day of great surf, so good in fact, it rivaled my trip to the West Coast in California. Manatee even made an appearance at dusk, and the sky did all it could to give me a fond farewell. Prep for our return back to India, we decided to watch Prabhu Deva's Anybody Can Dance. Prabhu Deva is better known in the US as Benny Lava. Apparently the filmmakers were unfamiliar with the weeping angels from Doctor Who lore, because these scenes that were supposed to be touching and symbolic only ended up feeling creepy. Don't blink, Vishnu!
I thought it was your basic step up level, like that's that kind of storyline.
It's good.
What was your favorite part?
When he's in that underground disco thing.
And I liked it because the bad guy started crying at the end. So it was almost like in Ratatouille, where he eats the,
yes.
So it's like not only did he win, but he convinced everyone that he won. He's like, oh, okay, I can't compete with that. So I took Satya out for a surfing attempt. Our first surfing attempt before we went to India, she almost drowned and I lost her underwater. So it was better than that time. During our last month in the US, my mom was meanwhile out of the country doing medical work in southern Sudan. Yeah, that's her idea of a vacation. She's amazing. She returned 2 days before we actually set off for India. You did it all in that for a month. Applaud you.
Yes, I'm a wilderness lady now.
You won't judge us for the 20 bags we're going to be taking with us to India. No. After packing madness, it was time to say goodbye. So this is goodbye to 4121 Lookout Street. As with most real-world goodbyes, it's not very glamorous. I'm sweating like a hog. And, yeah. Maybe the last time I walked this home. So, it's been good. It's been good. I can't say the flights were very fun. Again, babies and international travel, a good mix do not make. And to make matters worse, we underestimated how much we packed in one tub. Apparently you're not allowed to have a 90-pound bag. What's that about? Which resulted in a frantic beginning to our trip as we rip open our case and start jettisoning as much stuff as we can in order to make the 70-pound weight limit. But in spite of all the stress and a few hiccups, we made it luggage intact. Steve was there at the airport to pick us up, and we were back. All Steve got to see was 4 very tired white people in a big surfboard bag, which he made fun of us for having.
Yeah, definitely. Delhi is really the surfing capital of the world, actually. In fact, the Yamuna, really you don't need a surfboard because it's so polluted, you can just walk across it without anything. So I don't know why they brought it.
We're thinking about, maybe paddling across the Yamuna. We'd be the first people to do it in history. Steve almost just got in a wreck. Our first meal was chole bhatura, puffy, oily, fried breaded goodness with some chickpeas and the spicy pizzazzy sauce that only India can bring, which was awesome. One of the things that helped pull me out of my culture shock was chicken rolls, specifically Malai tikka chicken and egg rolls at Al Aziz Biryani Corner. That is all it is cracked up to be right there, folks. That is, isn't it? Isn't it? That is all it's cracked up to be. That is it.
I have no words.
The great thing about the Malai tikka rolls is they're a little less spicy for us wussy foreigners, so, it serves as a fitting re-entry food. And then you throw it on the paratha that has the egg put into it, so it's like this crepey paratha, and then they throw all these veggies on there as well, and this awesome sauce and masala. It is amazing. So it was good to be back. Next week on American Indian, the Seuss family takes our first journey to Shimla, and then begins house hunting. All that and more next week on American Indian.
Thank you for watching this first episode of American Indian.
Our goal is to create a show that is every bit as entertaining as anything you'd see on television, but doesn't have to be on television in order to survive.
Our goal is to make a show about our family's adventures from America to India and beyond. That is
original,
entertaining,
educational,
honest.
Our production value will never quite reach that of network television, but we are dedicated to improving every aspect of the show, so please let us know when and how we can make the show better.
If you like the show, please consider supporting it in one of 3 ways.
For one is monetarily. This is a business venture, and the entertainment business is built on upfront funding. Even though the show doesn't require much of money upfront for production costs, if we're to keep it going, we must have funding. Please consider donating to help the show. Perks include ad-free video, downloadable episodes, and value-added content like photos and downloadable soundtracks. He's very excited. Our house helper's here.
If you can't support the show monetarily but still love it, please share it in every way possible. Tweet the video, share it on Facebook, like the American Indian Facebook page, and share the photos that we post there.
Finally, if you can't do any of that, please consider liking the video, commenting below, and please subscribe.
Thank you so much for watching.
In 2014, we have a bunch of fun stuff planned.
We hope you join us on the adventure.